It looks like we'll have about an hour and 20 minutes for this race, since the formation laps get cut out of that. But that's more than enough time to be dealing with this inclement weather. Alright, we'll see the LMPs about to cross the line here and kick off the race. They look ready. I'm ready too. Let's get it. There they are. It looks like Chris got an amazing start out of that. Oh, that's Meeksta popping up in front of Sam there. Yeah. Into this first chicane. Going real tight through there. So that's Meeksta with a great start up into third place already. Sam drops down into fourth. And the GT3s are just crossing the line now. And we are racing, ladies and gentlemen. 1 hour, 20 minutes for these guys to be out here in the rain doing their thing. Like Chris is falling behind a little bit, but the top three are only 3 seconds apart from all of them, so pretty good pace coming out here. It looks like these guys are, Sam and Meeksta, are looking for another little fight here if this keeps on. This race definitely will not be won in the first lap here, so it's not really worth pushing too hard for position when we got an hour and 18 minutes left to be driving in the rain. But that's one lap completed for these LMP boys. In the GT category, looks like they have spread out a little bit. We have our first spin of the day. That is Apex Envy spun to the inside. And that's just a testament to how slippery it is out there. Because that's a high-speed corner. You get a lot of lateral G's going through that corner, but, you know, it's not the most complex corner in the world. So to lose it there is that's just a loss of traction, really, due to the rain. And that's Apex down into 6th now. So our GT3 field is looking like Echo, Rubix, and Errold now up into 3rd, with Stanker, another newcomer, behind him. We'll see if Apex can come out ahead after that. We'll check in with him in a bit. Here's Sam and Meeksta still keeping real close to each other. Sam's gonna keep this pace up, it seems. Meeks is not running away with it yet. And it's not gonna be too long before we have overlap of these cars, you know. Probably one more lap before our race leader Flickin' Flockin' starts passing the GT cars, and man, Flickin' Flockin' is a lot of fun to say. Go ahead and try it at home if you like. If you don't believe me, it's a good time. So Hav is up here sticking behind Apex, who is behind Domi. I believe that's Domi. Yep. We have a Domi and a Domino in PCDC, so I got them mixed up a little bit. But that is Domi up there in 4th place. Looks like we got a little bit of side-by-side action back here. Oh yes, got Sjord, AVX, and Pauly up here going side by side, and I think AVX off there to the side too. See how they file into that corner. So this is ABX in the lime Porsche going side by side with the is that an Acura at Sierraton? I think so. Oh, not a great formation onto the start-finish straight. ABX is just getting the worst of it. Everybody's trying to sneak in and out of each other here, and Paulie getting slotted in there decently. You're making ahead of the bunch here. Got a pretty good deal staying side by side, and managed to make it happen, but their race is not over yet. Ike asked if it would be worth running on a low fuel map in the first stint to see what the weather does and turn it up if it improves. You know, it's, I guess in these conditions you're not going to miss oh, there we see an LMP car already starting to lap the GT3 field. In these conditions you're not going to miss the power too much, but also I think, according to Bill's notes at least, I think they can make it on a single tank of fuel regardless, so it might not even be necessary to mess with the fuel map too much. Let's check in with Flickin' Flockin' as he has started lapping the GT3s. He's just gonna go 1, 2, and not get around anymore till the final corner here. Apex Envy got knocked down one more, now in 7th place. And now you can see really the danger that we've got in this race in the rain. Look at that speed difference. I mean, he was cruising past him 30, 40 miles per hour faster than the GT3 on the straight. So the closing speeds are immense going into these braking zones, and it's going to be a challenge. We'll catch up with Apex Envy here. Possibly going to be trying to get around Zed here. I'm not sure how Zed got in front in the first place, but we'll try to keep an eye on that. They're about to be lapped by another LMP car here. Yeah, the grid is fully mixed in now, and here we're going to see Apex going through the inside. Zed gets a little caught out on the outside. Very, very risky maneuver, but it paid off for Apex. That's either Meeksta or How Good behind him in the LMP, getting by without too much of an issue. The Logger, ABX, and is that Jim Boom? That is Jim Boom. All right, I didn't know he was with us today. So Logger, ABX. Well, ABX, Logger, and Jim Boom here, you see, in order of position. Sticking pretty tight together. Jim Boom, surprising to see in the GT3 field. I've mentioned many times he's a LMP endurance driver in the past. Won some LMP events. But he's going with the GT3 this season. That is an interesting choice. Man, I can't imagine how fast these... Well, I can't imagine. I saw a bit how fast these LMPs just come up in your rear view. They are all of a sudden there. And it takes a lot to...
Hello, Dustin. Mind if I join you?
Jack has joined us. Hello. Let me get my voice. There we go. Can you hear me, Jack?
I can, yes. Can you hear me?
I can. How's it going? What happened? Why are you here and not racing?
Well, simple really. So just after the lobby failed,
Yeah.
which I'm sure you're aware of,
Yep.
my internet failed.
Oh.
So I rebooted it, got connected back up, and then for whatever reason I could not find the server. So I could find other servers, but not our server.
Oh, weird. Yeah, that sort of thing's happened before, huh?
So it does appear that it was related to my internet, because after the guys went ahead without me, I kept retrying it, tried rebooting my PC, that kind of thing. And I've just actually tethered to my phone, and now the server's visible. So something
Uh,
between my own internet going down, my router going down, rebooting it, meant that it no longer wanted to see our race. So I'm tethered to my phone now.
that is odd. We got Chris and Sam both exiting the pits now. I'm not sure if they got some aero damage or what. It is very early to be pitting for any reason outside of damage, so that must have been that. Yeah, I got logged out of YouTube after the server went down, which I don't know if it was just unrelated or what, but I got concerned that my internet went down too. Might have just been
Well, I,
one of those solar flare things or something that everybody got messed up for a second.
yeah, the server went off, and then I'd say within 5 seconds of the server going off, my internet went down, which seemed, yeah, like an unusual coincidence, I guess.
Yeah, and my stream didn't go down, but I got like logged out of YouTube. It said that I wasn't connected to chat, and it was odd. It was an odd coincidence for sure. Oh, looks like Logger's losing it a little on the outside, on the final corner there, but he manages to keep it together, and Jim Boom is behind him still for the meantime.
Hell of a slide. So, do you mind if I join you?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Got nothing better to do.
Yeah, and it looks like Paulie, my usual co-commentator, is pretty well occupied at the moment out there, so so I don't mind the company one bit. So no change to the top three in LMP1 since the first lap. Flicken Flocken still leading, Turbar behind him, and Meeksta still keeping that cheeky third place that he got right off the start-finish straight. It's not usually a good move to make going into the first corner of Monza to try to sneak up the inside, but he managed to just get a phenomenal start and snuck right around Albiner.
Nice one.
And those other guys pitted put Jans from the back of the LMP field to 5th place, so that's good news for the time being for him. And we got Logger here with Jim and Paulie behind him, so we might have a little bit of a tussle on our hands here.
Did the formation lap run for 2 laps, Dustin?
It did, yeah.
Yeah, I was calling the grid out, but I couldn't see what was going on because I wasn't in there.
I see. Yeah, the formation lap was weird. They got almost done with the formation lap, and then Albiner and his teammate Sam both pulled off to the side for some reason at some point, which must have been some organizational something. But it was odd. It was both teammates pulled off into the grass for a minute, and yeah.
Yeah, so I don't fully know why. I suspect it was to do with team talks, but they had TeamSpeak open and they were using a TeamSpeak server.
Gotcha.
Presumably so they could talk to each other without Discord, and someone joined it and started spamming it, so they pulled off to disconnect.
Someone was griefing Sam and Albiner while they were racing. That is...
Yeah, indeed. Well, what else am I going to do? If I can't race myself, I have to have some fun.
Oh, you were that someone, were you?
No comment.
All right. That is funny. So it looks like Jim is trying to make the move on Logger here. It looks like he's gotten side by side. Paulie is sticking behind him. Hopefully, he's hoping that Jim leaves the door open for him and Logger so that he can sneak past too. I hate when that happens, when one guy passes you and then someone else is right behind him and there's just nothing you can do about it. 2 guys go past you at the same time. They're going 3 wide. Oh dear, and there's an LMP stuck behind him and more GTs. This is not looking good. If they get out of this in one piece, there goes the LMP off.
Couldn't handle the pressure.
Oh, that was just too much. I was talking before the race started here. It's going to be a real test of patience for the LMP cars because it's such a massive speed difference that getting stuck behind these guys feels like getting stuck behind a bus in traffic or something. Like,
yeah, and I mean I should point out that the if you manage the hybrid delivery correctly, even in this weather, the LMPs can hit you know, a decent way over 200 miles an
Jim
hour.
with a massive over-under on Logger. I'm not sure if there was a contact, but Logger lost it around the corner. But Jim gave him a classic over-under there. Jim kind of flung out to the side. Not sure if there's a little contact there that threw him out, or if he just hit something wrong.
I didn't see it.
Certainly a tricky situation. So that's Jim up into 10th now. Paulie sitting behind him, and Snacks behind Paulie there. Up in 4th place, looks like Domi is sniffing Harold up ahead, but we got just about a full second behind him. But if Harold gives him the room to catch up, he's definitely going to be in a good position. There's it's up to 5th of a second there through the corners. Harold with a big off. I wonder if he's getting a penalty for that. Oh, the engines are really dissonant. That was hurting my ears for a second. But it looks like Domi's got the momentum on Harold. We'll see how long Harold can keep it together and hold Domi off. And into the final corner, LMP gets passed safely, and the race continues.
Right, well, seeing as I'm not driving, I might as well go and grab a beer.
Yeah, right? You'll need a designated driver if you're commentating. Looks like Domi's still sticking around 6/10 behind Harold here. It keeps seeming like he's got the momentum to make it happen, but oh, that's all Domi needs. Harold had a bit of a spin, touched the wall, and that is Domi up into 3rd now. Did we lose somebody? Echo, Rubik's. Oh yeah, that was Harold in 3rd. So Harold now in 4th place. Got some scuffs on the car. A little bit of a bump on the front bumper there. Not sure how compromised his aerodynamic situation is going to be because of that, but Av is definitely looking to capitalize on Harold's little mistake there. And that's Albiner into the pits now. It was Sam and Chris into the pits before, and now Albiner's going in. I'm not sure what the deal is with these LMPs having to pit so early. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say some front end damage from from looking at our multiclass in the season 2. I would have to say front end damage happens to these LMP cars more often than not from the different braking zones that the GT3s have versus the LMP cars. There we see one. That's the real aerodynamic difference between these two cars too. You see that LMP coming through the inside like 20 miles an hour faster than the GT3 cars. And one of the LMPs getting caught behind Ab and Harold here.
Back with you, Dustin.
Welcome back. Oh, Harold's got another off, and that's Hav scooping up that 4th place. Harold is not having a good go of it. That's 2 offs in the past couple of laps.
His car looks like a wide body.
All the fenders are busted out. So now Hav is sneaking up Domi for the 3rd place as your teammate Mixta continues on in 3rd place. Mixta keeps on like this to still get some good points out of this. What was that?
Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
it's a super Mixta with the razzle dazzle camouflage here.
Razzle Dazzle Mark II to reflect both of our personalities.
Yeah. For
if you
go ahead.
I was going to say, if you look at the chase cam to distract the drivers extra hard, I misalign the Fiat logos.
Oh my goodness. That's just going to make some people rage when they notice that.
It already has. It already has. In driver radio, it's all they can talk about.
For those of you who aren't familiar, dazzle camouflage used to be used on, it's an experimental camouflage used on battleships. And the idea was that if you have some really dazzling stripes that don't match the body lines of your ship, people won't be able to tell the heading or direction or speed of your ship as well. And this is kind of that taken to a late 80s level with neon colors. So it's just, I can't imagine that's easy on the eyes to see beside you or in front of you or behind you.
This car will probably be found dead in some nightclub toilets in the future.
Is that Albiner looking up the couple seconds behind Jans? He's 1 second behind Jans here. We could get a LMP battle going on here. And GT3 looks like a battle for 6th is about to go down sometime soon here. Oh, Albiner's right where he wants to be. Going through that chicane, slowed Jans down just enough that Albiner caught up completely, and now Jans is running for his life. Albiner really taking every inch of that outside as he can, almost onto the grass. You can see kind of what they're seeing when we're in the roof cam. We'll go into the cockpit. This is how much vision these LMP drivers have to work with when they're behind another car. A very sort of confined cockpit. It's probably not as bad if you have VR or something, but it's not a lot of viewing angles. Albiner misses his chance, has a big off, dips into the gravel. But yeah, the spray off of the cars in the rain is monumental. Hab was looking real close to Domi there, but Domi kind of pulled away a little bit. We got Zedian on the rear of Apex, and that's Errol up ahead in the yellow Porsche. So we might have a three-way battle pretty soon here. I think Errol's pace has been compromised a little bit here, so I think we're going to see all these cars catch up with each other at a similar time. And AVX behind Zedian. We got a nice little GT3 pack going on. Flickenflacken has a 30-second lead in the LMP field. So given some good pit strategy and consistency, Flickenflacken's looking pretty good for a win here already. But it is raining, it is Monza, and it is not over. We'll see. We got 56 minutes left in the race here.
The weather's making it look more like rallycross than...
I was going to mention last season's... I don't really need the map up anymore. Last week's test race It was the GT3 cars with the new tire model, and it seems like the suspension model got changed a little bit too. But anyway, it was like rallycross in the rain for GT3 cars. It was like a rally on tarmac at Silverstone even, and that's a wide circuit, but it was still just holding on for dear life. Tons of micro and macro corrections in the steering wheel that you need to do. It's a wild ride.
Look at the speed of those wipers.
Oh, they're going. So you're pitting for reasons. I don't see too much damage, but a little front end. I see some specks. See some specks and some scuffs there. Hillbilly Chris in the back of the pack, but it looks like he might be catching up on Sam and P6. And Sam and Jans haven't yet come together. Jans has been able to keep his race pace up just ahead of Sam. Have a nice day. Still working on Domi. Under a second, so he's in position to make a move if need be, but he's not quite there yet for an overtake. Here's that exit that I was talking about. That's so important to get top speed on the back straight here. As you can see, if you're looking at the split, that just gave Domi 2/10 because he got out of there faster than Have. So that is an absolutely crucial corner. This final corner, this high-speed right-hander, is also a very important exit, but it's a little... There's multiple lines you can take through there. There's a little more wiggle room. And there's a pretty wide runoff on part of it, at least. So it's not as daunting, really, as that penultimate corner.
During quali, I almost hit the top wall on that corner.
On the final corner?
Yeah, just completely missed the braking zone.
Yeah, if you get going a little too quick, there is that wall. But once you're 3/4 of the way through the turn, your trajectory's onto like a nice runoff. So, but yeah, if you go in too hot, it's gonna be a bad time.
I was experimenting with when to smash the throttle and deploy the hybrid, and I got the car up to 345 kilometers an hour, and I was so excited about that I missed the braking zone.
Yeah, I feel like celebrating getting to your top speed is something to be done very carefully.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Chris got what he wanted out of this deal. Sam got held up by that GT3 through the first corner, and now Chris is in a good position to take 6.
Ooh.
In a very good position. There's the rear end. There it is. We found it. And
Potentially got 2 damaged LMPs now.
that's not good for front or rear aero for those guys. I mean, it looked like he was laying on the brakes and just getting understeer. I don't think it looked like he drove straight into him, but it looked like he didn't really have too much control over that situation. I think he was trying to avoid the best as he could.
It's always so difficult being the following car in these situations because you see it happening ahead of you and you think, oh, this is okay, this is all going to settle down and I'll just scoot past on the outside, and then they do still slide off onto the track, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, just an unfortunate situation sometimes. But for the moment, he's got the position. But I think they've both been in the pits already for repairs, so I don't know if they want to go back in. That's Apex Envy, our 7th place GT3 car, into the pits. We've had 2 GTs into the pits already. Here's Snacks behind Jim in the Belgian racing Audi ahead of him. Jim took an interesting line through there. Did you see that, Jack?
Well,
That was-
he ran. Yeah.
That was, it didn't
I
look.
don't know what to say.
It didn't look like he ran wide. It looked like he veered into the runoff and then back on. Like it looked. It looked
I don't know
intentional.
why that happened.
That was weird.
What's going on there with snacks as well?
I don't know. I think the weather's getting to these guys.
Oh, are you see what I'm seeing? This is just really strange driving from the guys.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting some server lag. Maybe we're getting some server lag on our end, and
Just
there could be a couple millisecond sort of discrepancies in where the cars are at. Because I don't know, this is weird. There's some weird stuff going on.
look at Snacks with his 2 wipers. That's just greedy. Everyone else has got 1.
Yeah, gee, Bill. What do you need 2 wipers for? Oh, Hav's got a good run into the final corner, but you... Oh, is that the final corner? I can't tell. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You can't go too fast through there. The chicanes are one thing, but that final corner... I know I've sort of minimized its importance a little bit because of the multiple lines you can take through there, but getting it perfect is really difficult. Because of those multiple lines, it is a lot harder to really nail down that corner than the others. There's a little bit of a front bump on Hav, and Domi gets to run away a little bit. Hav's going to take it easy through the chicane with that LMP behind him.
Interesting rejoining from Hav then. I wonder if he should have used the runoff and got pretty close to the LMP.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It seemed like he was only like sort of half off the track to begin with, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was hard to judge, and in the heat at the moment as the driver, you can't fault it.
There's Charlie making the most out of that exit there.
Do I hear an LMP? Yes, I do.
Yep, you heard him on the right side coming up there. Is this Charlie's first race with us?
I wasn't here last week, but it's the first time I'm seeing him on the track.
Yeah, I wasn't here for the support yesterday either, because I don't like Formula C. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that one. I just don't like the car.
You don't do Fridays, I thought you were gonna say.
I do Fridays. Fridays are fine, but
that's when you get it hungover though for today.
Yeah, I mean if you're gonna be racing an underpowered, over-aeroed sort of little go-kart thing, I guess, you know, while you're tying a few on is probably a good time. But
is this the battle?
that's Sam up into P6 there.
Nice one. Just cleanly executed. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
No fuss.
Yeah, it looked casual.
I wonder if was it Chris that was overtook?
Yep.
I wonder if Chris let him go.
Yeah,
Hard to say.
they've already had a contact. They've already been in the pits for repairs. They're not in a position to really be fighting it out for second to last place at this point. I mean, no offense to the boys, but I think they understand that it's not worth wrecking over P6. But then again, sometimes it is worth it. That's our race leader flicking flocking into the pits now. Jack, how are the wets? How do they last on these LMP cars?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
The extent of my practice was the quality that you saw.
Okay.
Plus about 5 laps earlier today in the dry.
Right. Yeah, I did the Silverstone test race for like an hour last week, and I can tell you that the wets in the GT3s kind of, you feel the loss of tread a little bit. I feel like they don't wear out completely as far as the little meter goes, but you feel every millimeter of tread that you lose that much more, because that tread is really what's swimming you through that rain. So it does, your tires may not be done for, but you're going to feel that loss of performance pretty quick with those rain tires once they start going. That's Meeksta into the pit as well. I don't believe Turenbar's pit yet. Looks like he's got 6.6 liters, so he might need a...
What is that rev counter doing? Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
The white one around the outside?
Yeah, it's gone past 11. It's like some kind of rock band guitar amp.
You know... Just got it took like 3 seconds for the Spinal Tap reference to get to my head. Oh yeah, mate, I don't know. Why don't you just make 10,000 RPMs faster? Please go to 11. Turenbar's into the pits now. Gonna grab some fuel and some new tires, possibly. Oh my goodness.
You trying to be serious there?
That is so goofy. Now that you pointed it out, like, what is that? Is that supposed to be the rev meter? Because it's
hilarious.
It's not working, unless the actual like overlay only goes to 11, but like the cars go to 14 or something, maybe? I don't know.
No, these cars don't go to... Surely not Audi.
I don't know. I don't know what the actual rev RPMs are for... I drive the Audi a lot, but I don't ever... I know when the lights go up, I have to shift. That's all I know.
If I had to guess, these things probably rev to 8,000-9,000.
Yeah.
Maybe 7.5. Oh, dear.
Yeah, Meeks has lost his front end there, huh?
What happened to the razzle dazzle?
I don't know. Just on that previous straight section, we saw his bonnet on the truck.
Oh.
He's lost his front aero for sure, huh?
It's gonna take up.
My goodness.
Probably doesn't want to deploy that hybrid power.
Ike says they bypassed the rev limiter. It's just took the governor off, and you just get all. It adds like 1,000 horsepower.
Oh, it's really, oh, look at it go around the dial.
Oh, Meek. That's, I think, Chris behind him there.
It's got the short nose version of the Toyota.
Yeah. This is the prototype. Wow, yeah.
Oh.
This is getting risky. He's got one more corner before he can get into the pit. I think he'll make it. Looks like Jan's got a 10-second penalty for some reason or another.
You just missed the texture pop on the car. When his car was in the distance, it had a nose again.
Oh, that's funny.
Or at least on my screen. Maybe
Yeah.
that's my graphic settings, but
Yeah, I don't. On my settings, I don't see too much level of detail pop in or anything like that. But
it might just be mine. Got it pretty low.
so that's Meeksta safely into the pits. AVX also with a 10-second penalty. So I don't know what happened to give these guys a full 10-second penalty.
He's gonna have to serve a drive-through for that. That'll be interesting. New season rules limit you to 5 seconds. So would that be 2 drive-throughs?
I don't know. It seems crazy. Like I didn't see any like 1 or 2 second penalties pop up. It's just all of a sudden these guys have 10s.
Very strange.
Ike says you've heard of longtail cars. wait till you see snub nose LMPs. The detective special LMP car.
Yeah, well, open wheel racing is just so much more popular. They thought they'd give it a go.
Yeah. They took the wrong idea from the open wheels. They opened the wheels up, but lost the downforce.
We can make less of a car too.
Apex is looking pretty beat up, man. Apex we saw in the touring cars have a really amazing season, but just a combination of these GT3s and this horrible, horrible rain have kind of... Apex kind of fell off early in the race, which is oh, excuse me, I've just got the burps today. kind of a shame to see because, I mean, he's a fantastic driver. He's been improving so much, but, you know, in these GT3s, the tire model seems different. Everybody's kind of out of practice on the GT3s. It's like their new car. I don't know. Jack, have you driven the GT3s since the latest patch?
I drove in the endurance race, and I did not like the way how they changed the Fiat 500 prototype.
I forgot your Fiat. Yeah, it's...
They turned that thing into a barge, although I got used to it over the course of the race and had a good run. But it was different.
It's Jim
I
Boom
think the main,
into the pits. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the main thing here is that's really going to show the difference is GT3 is such a popular class. Lots of our drivers will probably be engaging in those cars outside of PCDC when we're not running them.
Yep.
And I think that you're really going to see the difference at the start of the seasons between possibly the guys who keep familiar with them and the guys who only race them when they're racing them with us.
Yeah, yeah, but it is in a sense it's kind of a level playing field at the moment because we're only a handful of weeks into the patch, so everybody's kind of had to relearn how to drive these GT3s.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I know. Getting behind the wheel of the Audi, I've got like 2 days worth of driving in the Audi. Oh my goodness, that is Parney and AVX.
Yeah, it looks like
massive.
Parney knew that was coming.
Oh, what? What is that? Who was that?
That was Meekster.
Why was that? Meekster got a front end, but
he's on the move again if it was.
What in the world? That was a new one. I've never seen that before.
He was just excited about his Penalties. He heard the microwave pop.
That's Errol and Logger into the pits, dropping down in position, putting Rubix into 3rd place. And Domi when did Domi take the lead? Must have been when they went into the pits. I think everybody just moved up 2 positions when these guys went into the pits. So Domi is now the leader in the GT3 category with Echo in 2nd and Rubix in 3rd.
And you often get the comments that Monza can be boring, but I don't think any of these guys are going to come away from this race and say it was that today.
Oh, not quite enough room for that LMP there, but he makes it through anyway. Yeah, this is certainly not a boring race. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Monza, but I don't think anybody would say that these drivers aren't getting put to the test right now. It's in the perfectly dry. Monza has its strong points, but it's, you know, really a lot of hard braking zones and a lot of. What's that?
I don't know if you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was a really nice drift from the LMP.
But Monza has a lot of heavy braking zones and a lot of like high speed sections. So put that in the rain. There's not a lot of like medium speed stuff on this circuit. So going from high speed to heavy braking is definitely going to be a difficult task in the rain here, as we've seen already. Like Snacks is possibly gonna get around Sjord. Maybe. Sjord took the scenic route on the outside there. And now Snacks is going backwards into the pits. And Logger's going into the pits. And Snacks is trying to get into the pits.
What did he do?
I think he was trying to get into the pits and like laid on the brakes and steered off into the grass. Or was put off into the grass. I didn't see a big puddle there or something, but I know in the Silverstone test there was a big puddle at the pit entry that would just throw you into a wall, like really similar to that. So that could be. And Domi, GT3 class leader, is now taking a pit. So we'll see if those guys can regain their positions. I know. Where'd Harold even go? Harold's down in 8th now, and he was up there before. So it's really anybody's race in the GT3 category right now. It looks like Flickenflocken's gotten a 1 minute. Am I seeing that right? 1 minute 10-second lead over Turenbar.
That's what I'm saying.
And a 54-second lead between Turenbar and Albiner in 3rd place.
It's not that hard to believe with all the crashing that's going on.
Yeah, honestly. You know, before the race, I was saying too that the qualifying times are one thing. Like Flickenflacken surely has pace, but you get these guys out in the rain, maybe some compromised aerodynamics. It's still, you know, anybody's call for LMP1 as well. But I will say this has been a fantastic race so far for Flickenflacken. Really, really incredible pace. Fluken. 34 minutes left of the race here. We're getting a lot of the pit stops out of the way.
Looks like Meeks does pit again, based on his car, cleaned up. And windshield was smashed after it went outside. And that's the hybrid difference, unless Meeks to let him go.
Yeah, it looked like Meeks kind of tucked in there.
It's hard to say. If Flicken saved his hybrid till later on the straight, that would happen, but the top speed difference, if you save it till late, is a good 40 mile an hour. Something like that. 30, 40 mile an hour. Actually, that might be a bit bold. 25, 30 probably.
Getting really unsettled there on that high curb.
That is one thing I noticed in my practice. You don't even have to go up those curves. You just have to touch the bit where the paint changes, and your car will do that every time.
Yep.
It might be LMP specific, but they can't handle it at all.
Yeah, those aren't what I would say are usable curbs.
No.
Those are the like the Nordschleife curbs that you don't want to touch, that are just 45% incline. Or
Yeah,
degree,
they're just gonna lift most of your tire off the ground, which is no good. Oh no.
Domi mentioned got disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. That is unfortunate for sure.
Naughty behavior.
Yeah, I mean, there's the speed limit for a reason. Click it or ticket, you know? Yeah, Jan's, I mentioned Jan's had a qualification DQ because he did the same thing, but luckily that wasn't during the race, so he still got to start. That is unfortunate. Well, join us in the chat then, Dami. We'll be here. That's Raz into the pits. Looks like a scheduled stop there.
Look at that, it's turned all the way up to 0, that one.
It's just full bore. He's buried the RPM needle. I don't even really need that speedo up anymore. It's kind of,
It's trash.
it's not, at this point, not a lot we can get out of it. If the rest of the UI wasn't so all over in my face, I might keep the speedo up, but that is simply not the case. Oh, AVX possibly looking to get around his teammate Harold here. There it is. And now Harold's going to contend with... Is that Jim Boom behind him? No. That was... Not Sjord. Who's Sjord's teammate? MDK. Yeah, that was MDK, I think, is a lap down from the GT3 leaders. Let's check back in with this battle now that I got that sated. But
Right. That custom livery on the NXX, I'm trying to work out whether it's just the local language whoever made the livery or a spelling mistake where it says stop politi.
Yeah.
It's stop polite.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. I was wondering that myself.
So I've seen it in the UK a little bit, where people have stop polite written on like jackets or cars or something. So in the style that the police things look like.
Yeah.
So from a distance you think it's a police car.
Right.
But they're not technically impersonating police because it says polite, not police.
Yeah, and that's what I thought of when I saw it. I was like,
But
is that police in a language?
Well, it could be that, or it could be, I don't know why there's an E on the end. It doesn't even say polite.
It's just a misspelling. It's taking the polite joke to the next level. It's the new ironic form of that.
It's the PCDC version.
Yeah.
Stop polite. Stop polite.
So I'm noticing, are these the Porsches that have the two different livery slots then? Because it's like the same team livery, but the hoods are different. One's got a circle logo on the hood, and one's got a bot. Whatever bot is.
I just dropped out for a second there, Justin.
Aye.
I've Google searched it though, and it can't be a typo. It's law enforcement in the Netherlands.
The Netherlands. See, all right. So it looks like Polizei, except with a T instead of a Z, and that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Glad we got that figured out. I wouldn't have been able to sleep tonight otherwise. Oh, big spin. Big spin for Rez and the McLaren. Is it a McLaren or... McLaren and the Ferrari have very similar lines. That's a McLaren. Teammates AVX and Harold still chugging along here. Flickin' Flockin' still leading the race in the LMP1s with a 1 minute 21 second lead over Turamar. Albiner is still in third, about a minute and a half behind Turamar now. So for GT3, while a couple guys were in the pits, Echo took the lead some time ago. Now Rubix is in second, and Have a Nice Day is in third place. Sjord in fourth there. Apex has worked his way back up to fifth, though, which is good. He went from second or third to seventh, and now he's worked up to fifth, which is pretty nice on his part. got logged out of YouTube again. I think we're getting hacked, Jack.
Did you really?
Yeah, twice during the stream I've gotten logged out. I don't know if it's like a maybe because I've been idle in the chat, it just logs me. I don't know. Weird.
I got disconnected from the game about 30 seconds ago.
Man, I think there's something in the air, Jack. it's these solar flares, man.
Oh. Yeah, the NSA.
Yeah,
They're onto us.
They're sabotaging PCDC to make sure we don't have fun. I will be very upset. That's Chris into 5th now, leaving Jans in 6th, and Meeks to doing what he can in 7th now. Here's a newcomer, Charlie, getting up to Raz Daniels after Raz had that spin and that. Gonna let that LMP pass, bud. There we go.
Are you on board with the Jans?
I'm on board with Charlie.
What? I've just rejoined. There we go. It's updated.
Okay.
When I joined, because I should say what you see, but I was on board with Jans. He just had a huge off.
Oh, really?
He's going again. Doesn't look like he hit anything, just a big spin.
Now, Jack, do you know, I know some of these cars are all-wheel drive, right? The LMPs?
Oh, I don't know for sure. I suspect the real-life ones are probably all-wheel drive, aren't they? With the hybrid systems, probably doing the front wheels.
Thought so.
Oh dear.
Oh, Raz with another spin.
Safely recovered by the looks of things.
Yep. Not sure if those tires are just kind of gone for him, or if the McLaren's particularly squirrely. Don't see. I think that's the only McLaren on the field, isn't it? Does Raz have a teammate? I don't think he does. We'll check in with GT3 leader Echo here in the Huracan. That's Jans into the pit. Looked like he had some damage last we checked in with him, so not completely surprising. We've got 22 minutes left in the race here. Taking it real easy into this first chicane. That's Meeks up into 6th while Jans is in the pits.
showing Jons ahead of Meekster on my screen again. Not sure what's going on there.
What? There, it just
Oh,
corrected.
interesting line. He
That
took
did,
a route there.
Yeah, and right when he did that, the timing board corrected. That was weird. We're having some weird stuff going on today. Turenbar is only 30 seconds off the lead now, and I don't think either of them need to pit for the rest of the race, so we could potentially see a battle for first still. Man, Flickenflacker just flies in this LMP though, wow. Meeks is giving him the fast line here. Gotta have, look at that throttle control. That's a reason to have that speedo up there. You can see that throttle control through the turns there. That green bar shows you the percentage of the throttle that they're putting down, and you have to be so tender with that through the corners.
I'm afraid that's broken.
Is it?
Yeah. So you'll see if someone jams the throttle on full, it doesn't go full green on the spectator.
Oh yeah, I noticed that before too. I forgot about that. It's still, even if they open it all the way, it still like progressively climbs up.
Yeah. It makes the throttle inputs look way smoother than they actually are in spectate. Because like when they're on flat out on the straight and changing up, they're not letting off like that.
Yeah.
It's almost more of like a power meter or a torque meter.
Right. How much of it's actually getting,
you know,
put down in the power band.
or just broken, whichever.
I forgot about that. In any case, it gives you an idea of how ginger you may have to be on the throttle. You can't be slamming it down through these corners unless you got your traction control. Whoa, there's the teammates, AVX and Harold there, still chilling out.
And these Toyotas, you'll always see them ramming the brakes on. Well, probably the same in the Audi too, because you want to recover all that hybrid power.
Oh yeah.
So all you do is you lower the brake pressure so that you can smash the pedal.
Okay.
So, like when I knew the race was going to be raining, I took a few % off my braking performance because I still wanted to hit the pedal as hard.
Yep. That's smart.
Because the recovery is based on pedal position rather than actual stopping power.
Is that so?
Yeah, I don't think that's a real life thing.
No, I'm pretty sure it depends on how much actual braking force is getting put down.
Yeah, but no, in the game it's how hard you press the pedal, so you just lower the brake pressure until...
That's silly.
Yeah. Look at the Porsche wipers, they're in sync with each other.
It seems like everything Harold and AVX are doing on this race is in sync.
Look at those wipers. It's like poetry.
These guys, if they can keep a 6-7 as a team, they're going to have a considerable amount of points still at a full grid race.
Well. It's good to see Meekster bring it on what looks to be a point for our team.
Yeah. Yeah, how do the points work for the for multi-class?
We'll get points based on the number in LMP, so I'm afraid it's not going to be big points for last place.
Right. So that point scale
based
is
on 7 drivers.
Okay.
8 drivers.
Right. But that's going to be, for the whole season. If you're not having too many LMPs, that's just going to be how the points go.
Yeah, it'll be a first. We'll be getting less points than the best GT drivers, but we're not battling the GT drivers.
Right.
We're not measured against them.
That makes sense. still think it's really funny that they made these Porsche liveries just minutely different. Just one single sponsor on the front. That's all I can tell. That's it. Oh, big spin.
Oh.
AVX is around, and Harold goes on without him. We'll check in with Logger. He's got the missus watching today on the stream, so we gotta give him some screen time.
Hey, Logger's missus.
He's been holding down that 10th pretty well. Who is that in the Merc in front? Ah, that's Rubik's on the lead lap for GT3 in front. Spin in front? I don't know, Ike. I'm not sure. I didn't catch it. We'll go into logger vision here, see how things go on this lap with the GT3 cars.
I love that little counter steer he's having to do on corner exit.
And look around his cockpit a little bit.
Oh, it's funny, when you look around, I don't look around.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
when you mentioned that counter steer, I couldn't even see his hands because my cockpit position is set for my field of view when I'm driving.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you could just see the top of the wheel, and on the corner exits he was giving it probably only, 10 degrees of left, just on the exit, 10, 20 degrees of left.
Oh, yeah.
He did it on a couple of corners.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of tail happiness in the Merc. Oh, Sam and Albin are here. Let's see if something becomes of this. Oh, that's not a passing lane. That's not a passing lane, Sam.
Jesus, Sam. The hell. This man just cannot stop taking risks.
The aforementioned Logger's missus says, gonna try to watch as many of his races as I can. That's love right there. That is what. If I had somebody watch my races, I would feel good about myself. Nobody cares about my sim racing, and none of my real life friends care at all. It's mostly only you guys that even understand what it's all about. But that is really, really cool. Looks like Sam's gonna try to make the move on Albiner here. Team orders, let that Sam through.
Let's watch Sam make a move on the GT3. Oh, he's not going for the grass again.
Yeah.
He's decided to go by on the track.
When that happened, I saw like what Sam was thinking. Like I could see the trajectory around the car, but also there wasn't road there. But there managed to be road there.
The road was disappearing.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost lost it then. I think Logger might be really close to Jim on track based on the split. Is he? Is this a battle?
Yep.
Like
That's Logger in the
screen time.
That's Logger in the Belgian Audi here. It might be his time to shine. Hop into the Logger vision.
Let's see him go. Pressure's on, man.
Yeah, he caught up on Jim real quick. Now he's around 7/10 behind him, sticking around there. He is in that golden zone. Once he gets into the half-second area, he's going to be able to make a move.
Yeah, Logger needs to make a move because, you know, he's in the 16th at the moment. Oh no, he's not, is he? Because it's GT3, like LMP numbers. Ignore me.
Yeah.
He's ninth.
Yeah, he's 9th for GT.
I was going to say anyone below 15 still gets a point, but it's just a participation point.
Oh, yeah.
So even though it's not worth anything in points, 15, 16, there's a difference in pride. Surround bars in the pits. Is that going to make a difference? Doesn't look like. Oh, maybe it will if that splits right.
Yeah, he could be in trouble. Sam and Albiner are kind of close.
Not that far behind.
Yeah.
40.
Where are they at on the track? Yeah, Turmar's going to need to hurry up out of that pit, but Sam and Albiner are going to be hot on his tail. So probably no battle for first here, but we might have a big battle for second on our hands.
Look, is Mixter trying to make this go 3 wide there in the background?
I think that was just an optical illusion based on the... Oh my goodness.
Dear. Looks like we had a spin ahead of Mixter.
Yeah.
Would that have been Sam?
That was...
I think it was Albiner that spun, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. Sam's going into the pits, but sure. Logger's still around 7/10 behind Jim Boom.
It looks like the timing was booked because Turan was showing well ahead now, but Albiner looks really close to Chris.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it. There he is, side by side with Jim Boom. A little bit of contact there.
It's still there.
He's got the inside.
Jim's got the momentum.
Oh boy, still side by side around another turn, and Jim tucks back in. Or Logger tucks in, sorry.
Logger's doing a stab, thinking about going on the grass.
Yeah. A little bit of instability there on that straight, but he is still well within range to make another move on Jim whenever he's ready.
I think we'll see him move on the next straight.
Oh, Jim kind of took off in that Audi on this exit. That exit.
He got ahead of the run.
Can't stress it enough. That exit gives you so much time. But LMP cuts in front. This could be what Logger needs. Oh, going in real fast into this turn. A little bit shifty. Still within half a second of Jim. Looks like Harold and Apex Envy are about to have it out too. Harold off into the grass a little bit. Gonna sacrifice a 10th or two because of that, I'm sure. Oh, Jim not super smooth through that chicane. Logger's got the momentum again, within 3/10 of him.
Just need a couple more smooth corners and he'll be in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that Audi keeps getting ahead of him on the straights. I don't know if Jim's just getting some really good exits or if he's got a little bit more power to put down in the Audi currently. But Logger's been hitting those corners real smoothly. Dropping 8/10 behind him now. Let's check back in with Harold real quick. lot going on just yet.
Using every inch of track on that exit there, Logger was.
Absolutely. 5.5 minutes left of the race here. It's do or die time. Getting into the dying laps of the race. Oh, yeah. Lost it a little bit on that exit. That is gonna cost him. He's still within 7/10 regardless of that. He's gonna keep chasing him down. Harold getting real close to making the move on Apex here. He's got the momentum. He's got the willingness. Is he gonna make it too wide here on this back straight? He is. We've got a turn coming up and an LMP coming up. What's gonna happen? The LMP is patient. Nope. Big rear end. Sends Harold completely off his line, off the track. Apex drops behind.
That's not good. I think they were possibly distracted. The following GT3 was distracted by the LMP behind, possibly.
I think so. And there wasn't, I don't know, there wasn't really a slot there for him to move into, but he kind of moved into the line anyway. It was a little bit of a mess there. The LMP was fairly patient, but you know, ideally there would be enough room for the GTs to continue their race with the LMP behind them.
I think it's hard to judge from the angle we were looking from.
Yeah. Logger's still just so close to Jim. And he's pushing
driving that car so hard.
Yeah, he's pushing as hard as he can, and the worst part is when you're within that half second behind somebody, you're getting all of that spray right into your windshield, and you can't see anything. It's so difficult to see where to pass in the rain.
Yeah, and you're going to have a little bit of turbulence in the air, possibly, you know, a little bit of slipstream, which is nice when you're going in a straight line, but not so nice in that fast right-hander.
Right.
Might have just unsettled his car then. The guy in P2 in the GT3s now.
What's that?
Is the guy in position 2 in the GT3s now? I think he is, isn't he?
What?
Is the guy in position 2 in the GT3's new PCDC?
Oh, Rubik's. New, yeah. Rubik's is one of the fresh joiners that came between seasons here.
What a great first showing for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like having these. I like having new people around in the first place. Meeting new people is always good, but it's especially a treat when they come and have a really strong showing right off the bat. It's good to see. We got some good talent in PCDC.
Yeah, I mean, 15 seconds behind Echo, who's a known good driver. That's a really good first race. If it is his first race with us, it might be his second, third, fourth-ish.
I believe he was at the test race at least, but yeah, this is the first main series, race that counts for something at least. And yeah, that's good. Getting ahead of Have a Nice Day, even, who had a fantastic season last season, some really great driving, but yeah, Rubik's is doing all right. Eeksta's in the pits. Real dirty car. Let's get a little bit of flick and flock, and I think that's Echo, the race leader, ahead of him there. Yeah.
Looks like Unless I missed anything, Echo's had a quiet, trouble-free race by the looks of things.
Yeah, well, it's been kind of back and forth, but the pit strategy's been flip-flopping the lead a little bit, but I think for the most part, yeah, it's been unchallenged, and the only real position changes in the first two positions for GT3 have been just due to pit strategy, so there hasn't been a battle really up here.
And we're just about to run our timer out with Flicken allowing another lap to happen.
Yeah, we'll have one more. I wasn't even looking at the time. We got one more lap here.
Yeah, only just had he been a few seconds slower.
Well, I think that's too much to ask Flicken Flocken based on this performance. I don't think you can get Flicken Flocken to drive slower. We go here on a sort of victory lap and make sure everything. Oh, Logger's still on Jim though.
He's desperate.
All right, yeah, we'll see if Logger makes anything happen with Jim. This is the last chance, the last call for making a pass here. And he's got great momentum.
So
Is he getting the inside?
More than just an overlap.
Oh, yes.
Oh, dear.
That's the danger if you get going too fast. It's hard to stop in time on these wet roads. Oh, and Jim runs off ahead because of that. 3 and 4/10 ahead of him now.
Give our props to Flicken Flacken as well, another relatively new member.
Yeah.
Coming in and smashing it.
Yeah, absolutely monstrous performance here. Looks like he's finishing with a 2-minute lead over the next position in LMP. Watch as he crosses the line to be the winner of the race here.
Are Sam and Albon are battling for position based on the split?
Yep,
Oh.
we'll see if they make anything happen here. Got 2 minutes to complete the lap here. So, Sam going real hard to the outside. Now to the inside of the turn. And Al knew to give him a little bit of room in there, but that was a polite squeeze. Like, I'm still going through here, and I'm not gonna let you through. But he made sure he didn't wreck Sam there or get wrecked.
Yeah, that was the best possible outcome from that.
Yeah, that was
Sam just got a bit hot on the brakes and
Yeah.
missed the sound.
Bit of a
Look at
risky
that.
maneuver. There he goes.
Oh. And Albon has squoze him right over to that right-hand side. These guys got a grudge match going on.
That is Lager caught up to Jim at the last second there, but wasn't able to make it happen. That was some really exciting racing on their parts, though.
Well fought. So,
Wiggle,
I
wiggle,
think he's
wiggle.
having some fun.
Whoa. Did a little squirrely. Well, I think that's it, ladies and gents, for this race. Flicken Flocken taking the lead of the race. Turambar in second for the LMP1 category. That
These
is
two
a little bit of a teammate tussle there at the end. Hillbilly Chris getting third. Really kind of a quiet race for the top three in the LMP1 category, but great consistency on their parts. Let's see, for GT1, we got Echo in the lead. I forgot who's in second, but Rubix, of course. Rubix with his first main series race with PCDC getting a second place here. Have a nice day, getting a well-earned third place on the podium. Good stuff, good stuff. That was
excellent.
not as disastrous as I thought it might be for having Multiclass in the rain. Certainly had some upsets there. Offs, some spins. One guy on his side.
So, Would you like to do some interviews?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Shall I
See.
start with LMP, or
Well, I don't,
do you
here's
want
the
to speak
thing.
to Flicken? Or
Yes, the winners of each. I don't want to sit through 6. I think that's too much. So I'm not going to do the whole
yeah,
podiums like last
definitely.
season. Um, let's get the winners of each if they want in, and then see if see if
I'll go
Apex
and ask him.
wants see if Apex wants to come in too.
Okay, I'll ask the question now.
Yep. And I will take us to the nice background. That was an interesting race. Certainly didn't disappoint. And out of our 31 car grid, we had 24 finishers, so 6 or 7 people with DQs or retirements throughout that race, which is almost to be expected for the first race of the season with really fast multiclass in the rain. That's not a bad race. And we did up the time of the race to this hour and a half, so it is extra trying on everybody's patience and skills and attentiveness. It's not an easy thing by any means. So we'll have interviews here lined up. It looks like Flicken Flackens join us. Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hey, congratulations, first of all. That was seemed to be
Thanks.
a monstrous performance on your part. How'd the race go from your point of view?
Well, I just messed up my strategy a bit because I thought I can make it with one step, but it find out that not enough. It just a few laps lower, so I need to pit twice. So the second part is just surviving.
Yeah, well, it seemed you certainly survived. You had the massive pace difference between the rest of the LMP field on this race. Was it? Do you race LMP often? Is it a favorite class for you to race?
Yeah, I only race LMP in publics, and this is my favorite. So yeah. It's secret. It depends on the hybrid use. So if someone can master that, that can gain a lot for them.
Okay, so you're a bit of a specialist then.
Yeah,
Well,
I can say.
it shows. It shows. That was a massive pace from you. That was really fantastic. Was this your first? Yeah,
Thanks.
you just joined between seasons with us, didn't you?
Yeah, I just joined 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that must feel pretty good. Just show up and grabbing a first place.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. But I think the wet is a bit hard part for the others. I know Turan Bar was really fast on dry conditions.
Yeah.
He can catch me. We have the same pace, but looks like he didn't like the wet.
Yeah, that was a sort of the X factor for this race too. And I mentioned this before the race even started. You know, the qualifying times even might not be representative of what's going to go on during the race in these wet conditions. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's in store for the rest of the season. That was a really great race.
Yeah, thanks again.
Yeah,
Well
thanks.
done, man. Well raced.
Send you back and let's see.
The other guys are happy to come, so just grab Echo. Or, yeah, I'll do it.
Echo, hello. Hello. Echo.
Possibly AFK.
Maybe.
Let's get
I'm here.
Apex
I'm
in.
here.
Oh, there
There
he
you
is.
go.
Sorry, I just had to run to the loo. I was busting.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely feeling that too. But duty calls to have an interview. Fantastic race. First of all, congrats.
Thank you. Yeah,
Congrats,
it's
man.
nice to win again.
Yeah, it always feels good to win, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
It seemed from at least what I saw, it seemed fairly uncontested. Like there wasn't battles in front. It seems like it came down to pit strategy to sort of swap the first couple positions around. Is that basically what happened?
Yeah, I think so. I wasn't too worried about the guy behind me. I was keeping an eye on it a little bit, but it was more not trying to make mistakes, but it wasn't easy at all. I spun once and I hit the puddle after the first chicane and I hit the wall, but I got no damage, which was really lucky. So I lost a lot of time that way, but still had a really good pace. My fastest lap was actually faster than my qualifying lap. So yeah, just trying to maintain the gap or pull away, and that's all that happened really.
Did you find the 90-minute format to be particularly more stressful than our hour formats?
Not really. Just I don't know. I quite like it. It's just a nice rhythm. It goes quite quickly once you get going.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking at the time too much, and it kind of flew past on my end. So I like it at
Yeah, I
least.
kept checking the time because I was gonna pit halfway to make sure my tires were like good until the end. So yeah, and it was halfway through the race in no time.
Good. Like a pretty consistent race, and do you have a teammate in the series?
Yeah, Jordan, he was Zedian, yeah, he was sixth, so that's good points for our team.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, that's a plus at least if your teammate can't make it, can get a nice set of points.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll send you back, but congrats again.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was gonna say Rubik's the other new one in here, but I think Rubik's has left already. So is Apex a go?
He's gone to social. Let me just check what he's doing, and I'll let you know.
Sounds good. Apex, hello.
Howdy, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you doing after that race, man?
I'm pretty disappointed.
Yeah, this is the I didn't want to be mean to you, but I have to kind of find out just what happened. This is the what happened interview.
Yeah. I figured. So it started out. I set up for the dry,
Hmm.
and I didn't get a chance to practice in the wet. So I had super low downforce going into the race, which was a terrible combination with the wet. And then the first lap of the race, I think I spun and collected damage, and I tried to carry on. I was going to do a one-stop strategy, um, and yeah, I just couldn't hold the pace, so I had to come in early. And my tires by the end of the race, because I was only doing one stop, were super worn, and I couldn't stop spinning. It was not a great race.
So I don't remember. Did you change tires in that stop then?
I did. Yeah, I took the rest of the fuel I was going to need for the race, and I changed tires and repaired all the damage. I didn't want to stop again, but since I pitted so early in the race, I had to take a ton of fuel, and by the end of the race, my tires were dead because I was planning on coming in at the halfway point or so.
Okay, so definitely get some wet tire wear in the full wet conditions then, huh? I was wondering about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I by the end of the race, my tires were probably 90% gone, and that combined with the dry setup, I was super oversteery on corner entry and corner exit, so it was just a terrible combination.
Yeah, that's definitely a dangerous combination. I found, well, we were running 3X in the test last week, but I found the wet tires they didn't used to fall off super fast, but it seems like they fall off pretty quickly with each millimeter of tread that you lose. Do you find that they fall off pretty quick?
Um, I I would say no faster than the dries, but I think the wear is definitely a lot quicker. I would say the fall off's pretty consistent though.
Okay.
It's just very quick.
It may have just been the 3X that we were doing and testing that kind of made them seem, because they usually are about similar in full wet conditions, similar with some hards or whatever. But Yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
not easy. In any case for an extended period of time driving in the wet.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm pretty sure the rain compounds, not only do they have less contact area with the road, but they're also even much softer than the soft tires. So they do wear down very quickly in the real world as well as the sim.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge out there, and it might not be the last wet conditions we see, but hopefully.
Yeah, I definitely won't make the same mistake again, not practicing the conditions because I don't know how I got second in qualifying, but I don't know if I should have been up there necessarily with the dry setup.
Yeah. Well, you had some good pace in qualifying, and I know you got the ability to get some more good performances out there, and look forward to see what you can do in the rest of the season.
Yeah, me too. You won't be seeing the last of me, that's for sure.
Good to hear. Well, congrats again. We'll send you back. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You too, bud. Jack, it looked like Rubik's came back in.
Let me check on him.
Yeah.
Where is he? Ah, yes, he is. 1 second.
Yep. See if we can get Rubik's in here, and I think that'll be it for the interviews. But oh, hello, Rubik's.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
welcome. How was this? Congrats, first of all. That was a great race. Was this your first points series race with PCDC?
The first main league race, and yesterday I raced in the support Formula C class, and I won the first race there in the wet as well, and then the second race I got like fourth because I had damage or something.
Okay, well
Oh, nice one. Congrats.
yeah, that seems like some decent consistency. Did you do a lot of practice leading up to the Monza races then, or not?
Yeah, not like I never did any long runs on the on dry, so I did some practice, but not that much. Respectful and so on, and they all want to finish the race and not just like leave after the first lap when they spin or something. So that's quite cool. And yeah, the best thing is like with how structured everything is here, with all the rules and how the starts are done with like the grid, how they formate, how they do the grid and so on. I really like that one.
That's great to hear. Well, that was a fantastic performance out there. I look forward to seeing what you can do in the rest of the season. Any shout outs you want to get out of the way before we shut her down here?
I want to thank my parents and my sponsors. Yeah, I don't know if I will be that good in the rest of the season because I think it was just because some people didn't participated in the race, like this one guy who was so good in the Renault and Apex Envy spun like in the first lap or something. So
Yeah.
I took advantage of that, but
Yeah.
we will see. If I get like top 5 in the races that I participate in, that would be really cool. But just the main goal is just top 10.
Yeah, well, you're definitely gonna have some competition up there in the GT3 category. We were missing Bill today, and Apex has been doing pretty good in recent history. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. And congrats again.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
All right, we'll send you back. Have a good one, man.
Cheers, Rubik's.
All right, well, that's all. Jack, is there anything we're missing?
I don't think there is. What's next week, Dustin?
Next week is Barcelona next week.
I think it's Barcelona with a blizzard.
Yeah, it's blizzard conditions in Barcelona. It's gonna be the snow in Spain falls mainly on the racetrack. That's how the old nursery rhyme goes, or whatever. Yeah, we're gonna have a early morning sort of sunrise race at Barcelona next week at 7 a.m. in-game time. Same time, real life time It's gonna be, what is it in UK time? 7 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Central
Always.
Standard Time. And we'll be.
We don't need those American times, Dustin.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Don't you? We'll settle this after the stream. All right. For PCDC, I've been Dustin the Destroyer, and Jack has joined me.
Has been Jack.
He has been Jack, and that's all for us. Have a good day, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Cheers all. Or good night if you're in one of the real time zones.